They've been ridiculed and misunderstood by so many generations of Western settlers. You couldn't blame the members of the cactus family if they did have a bad attitude. But just take a short stroll through the desert gardens with our own Dr. Green Thumb, Linn Mills, and you'll see the true beauty beneath their prickly exteriors.
Welcome to the beautiful cactus garden at the Springs Preserve. Boy, have we got some cactus to show you. And one of the things we really want to show you is how cactus can be used in a landscape. You know, a lot of times people have a derogatory feeling about cactus. And so what we want to do is kind of go into some of the things about cactus that'll help you to understand. Right here we're standing in the portion of the garden that's called the Mojave Desert. But one of the things I'd really like to show while we're standing right here is just what the desert floor looks like. A lot of people don't really take time to look, but when you use it right, it's beautiful. Notice underneath this Joshua tree, we got it kind of built up, and then they put rocks around it. Now you might not think much about that, but they buried the rocks about halfway down, and that gives it that natural look. Then it slopes away. But as you take a little closer look, you start to see what the desert floor really looks like. Notice the background and then the large rocks out in front, and that becomes the mulch for that area. But as we go around and start to look at the plants, they've really got something to offer. Right here we got what we call a lady's finger. It literally looks just like a lady's finger. But when you look at this one a little closer, it's what we call fasciated, and it just explodes. Another thing about cactus that I love, we got a hedgehog right here, and one of the things about it, when these guys come in bloom, you know, I often tell people that the last plants that the Lord created was cactus, and that's when He put the prettiest flowers together. And oh, it's beautiful at this time. But notice how the plants are tucked up against the rock. If you've ever turned over a rock, you'll always find moisture underneath it. And those cactuses and all the other plants reach in and grab that water, and that's what causes them to grow. Something else we got right here, this is a barrel cactus. The pioneers used to come in and chop it off, and then they'd go inside and then they'd chew on it as they go from one station to the next. Right over here, we got what we call cactus apples sitting on top of that plant, and they're literally used by much of the Spanish population here in Las Vegas. Oh, and then we have a cholla right here. Let me tell you, they call it a jumping cholla. Wait till you get caught with one and you'll see who jumps the most. Folks, as you take time to look at desert plants, especially cactus, they got a unique heaven all their own. I just love to come over here and spend time. I do learn to stay away from them though, because sometimes they can bite. But they've learned to get along without water. They've learned to live on that high temperature. They've learned to get on a real low humidity. Come by the beautiful Springs Preserve and see what we got available. And you're gonna love them when you see them come into bloom. That's at the Springs Preserve here in Las Vegas.